Hey guys, you know me from such places as the Long War and Spiky Bits. Well, today I'm turning over the Beats Laboratory to my two good friends, Felix and James, because I gotta take my cat to the vet. So I'm out of here.
War chanter Quar drummed the beat of the war. One by one, the hulking iron jaws gathered. Megaboss Orruk roared, and his brutes followed. The earth shook as they advanced forward towards the beast's lair. Bloodletters had been unleashed into the realm by the forces of Khorne as they ravaged the countryside. Spurred on by their leaders, the Reavers and warriors sought only violence. There would be no mercy, no respite, only blood. The Chaos Gods had sown corruption into Bloodfist, Rorgrak's mighty Maw Crusher, in an attempt to break the will of Rorgrak's warband. However, a Maw Crusher is not easily subdued, and Rorgrak would not allow his prize to be taken from him so easily. The forces had assembled, and only war would settle the score. Khorne invigorated the forces of Chaos, and they quickly ran headlong towards the beast's lair. The Blood Crushers led the charge, hoping to win the favor of Khorne himself. Corruption had enraged the Maw Crusher, and he emerged from his lair to confront the Iron Jaws. Rorgrak ordered his brutes to ignore the beast. It was his prize to claim, and only his. The forces of Khorne continued to control the ebb of battle and the sway of the Maw Crusher. They soon found themselves at the precipice of the beast's lair and could see Bloodfist would not challenge them. The forces of Khorne found themselves in control of the lair, but the Orruks were not far behind. The Maw Crusher would not be ignored, and he threw his destructive bulk into the nearest group of Iron Jaws. Two brutes found themselves trampled underneath him. The remaining three wounded the creature. This enraged Rorgrak. "Touch it again and I'll show you the spiky end of my axe!" The brutes complied and ran away from the hulking beast. Another group of brutes, who had been in front of the tide, crashed into the first wave of Blood Crushers. The forces of Khorne were undaunted, despite the rage displayed by the Orruks. So furious were the Orruk blows that the Blood Crushers found themselves back in the warp in a matter of seconds. Khorne, not caring from where the blood flowed, yet again blessed his followers with the favor of battle. They filled the beast's lair in a whirlwind of gore. However, these Orruks were not the beleaguered forces of the human race whose god had abandoned them. The Iron Jaw's fury could not be contained. They held the line against wave after wave of the Chaos forces and retaliated with the fury of Gork and Mork. So belligerent were the Orruks in battle that they didn't even notice the mighty beast's presence. Blood Crushers and Reavers, fueled with bloodlust, launched themselves into the Orruks, who simply shrugged off wave after wave of their attacks. The Khorgrath roared, but the Orruks only answered in kind. "Get 'em, boys!" Rorgrak shouted with glee, and more Chaos forces found themselves on the wrong end of their pointy sticks. The bodies of Chaos began to pile up. Not wanting to be left out of the glory, Orruks piled in. The green tide had risen, and soon the lair was filled with violence. The blood secretor invigorated the forces of Khorne, but the Orruks could only hear the beat of their war chanter, inspiring them to even greater heights of rage. Blood warriors stepped forward and dealt their blows, but the Orruks found them wanting. One by one, the forces of chaos fell to the Orruks' jagged gore hackers. The tide turned. Gork and Mork invigorated the brutes who had dismantled the forces of chaos around them. With the beast's lair clear of interlopers, Orruk went to work, subduing Bluntfist. He roared and hacked, but Bluntfist was still not willing to return to his master. The corruption of Khorne had gone deep. Suddenly, the bones which Quar held began to glow green with power. Quar roared as the might of Gork and Mork flowed through him. He smacked Bluntfist on his head, and the corruption of Khorne was quickly removed. Orruk snorted. He refused to believe that he had not dealt the final blow. He climbed atop the mighty beast and chained himself in. The wall had just begun, and his path to glory was just beginning.
Whoa!